Hello everybody, happy Friday morning. It's Friday for everybody. I am Ken with Ken Knows Gambling, coming to you live from Katy, Texas. And it's actually a video, but it might as well be live. We did actual live last night. Had a good crowd, and we did Waylon and my strategy called the retirement plan, session number 60, and it won. I had some boo-boos along the way, you know. I got hit on a lay, I got hit on a DC, I think a number got hit. I had to do some recovery, but nothing any different that you hadn't seen 59 other times. And as a matter of fact, if you didn't know I was live by me talking on chat and the computer and all that, it would look exactly like 59 other flipping videos. I'm in the mood to pound a little bit this morning. I don't know why. Maybe this is only my first cup of coffee and I've only had a couple sips. So while I'm pounding, you know, I was scrolling through videos. There's several people been doing the retirement plan, and here's something, I don't know why it bothers me, y'all, and it shouldn't, but it does. Every time I watch another YouTuber do the retirement plan, I mean without fucking fail, and it doesn't matter that if you watch Waylon do it, it's always, hey, me and my buddy Ken Knows Gambling created this. And if you watch me, it's always me and my buddy Waylon created. We're always giving each other the credit that you do. We are the co-creators, and we give each other credit. Okay? But invariably, I just watched this other dragon guy. I don't even know, and he was comparing his strategy, and that's okay, with the retirement plan. But it's a Waylon strategy. There's other fellas that's done it. It's a Waylon strategy. Waylon. Why is that? When everything that we do says this is a two-man gig. But yet everybody wants to go, hey, I'm going to do a Waylon strategy. I don't get it. You know, it damn sure ain't Waylon's fault. It ain't my fault. It's why do people just go, it's Waylon? I mean, they might have seen it on his channel versus mine, but he still tells everybody, hey, me and my buddy Ken. So I don't know why that necessarily bothers me, but it just fucking does. And so I appreciate it if you run the video, I mean, run the strategy. I appreciate that just by itself. But hey, man, you know, I'm over here standing in the shadows. I had a little bit to do with this shit. So, you know, come on. Alright, so that's that out of the way. Now you know my lives are just the same as, you know, any other video, just like this. I might try something later on today, and that's just turn the damn thing on live. The only problem with that is, you know, a lot of people won't re-watch a live. And if I just hit it, nobody knows I'm on. I'm not talking to nobody. The only way you'd see it is re-watch a live, and YouTube don't put those out. And so I don't know that I'm helping anybody by doing that. More people will watch my video, and that's where I can help you. But I may try it just a couple times just to fucking see. Alright? So today, we're going to do session number 61. But a little different. So, Dr. S was saying, you know, hey, there's no doubt, man, this is a cool, good strategy. Now it's time to maximize it, right? And do a little tweaks to maximize. You know, hey, we're in profit, let's go. And then another guy named Richard came up with something on, like when you get hit for the 6 or 8. Well, I call them the cheapies. Something that you could do that most of the numbers, he says you're going to win $43 versus if I get a cheapie, you know, I'm only going to win about 32. And I did some calculations, you're right, except for if I hit a 4, 9, or a 10, I'll win more. But between Dr. S, this fella, George, or no, I'm sorry, Richard, I'm sorry, I want to make sure I get your name right. Richard, me and him been texting back and forth about what I'm going to show you. So here was his idea. All right. So, you got 150 bucks. We're just trying to maximize now. That's what this really video is about today. Okay, boom, it comes over to the 6 or 8. This is only if it's the 6 or 8, as far as what me and Richard were talking about. So what he's going to do is he's going to put $2 on the 2, $2 on the box car. We're going to put 3 on the 11 and 3 on the 3. All right, so that's that part. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put 22 on the 4 or 10. We're going to put, let's see, we're going to put 30 on the 5, 30 on the 5 and 9, and then 36 on the opposite of whatever cheapie it was. There's the layout. Okay? Now, everybody knows if I do it my way, okay, that like on a 5, I'm gonna win, say, 20. I'll win an extra 11 or 12 on the plug. That's about 32 bucks. Pretty cheapy. Or I could just hit a $15. Say I just hit the 3. I get 15, and then I plug and get another 11. So, you know, that's why I call it a cheapie. Well, this way, he's saying you're going to guarantee yourself $43. Other than hitting, if I get hit on the 8, I lose. He gets hit, he loses. But he goes, you'll guarantee yourself $43 or more, depending on what hit. So let's look at it. Obviously, if the 10 comes here, that's 44 bucks. All right. Then you plug. That's another 11. 44, 54, 50, whatever. You with me? My way, if the 10 comes, I get 15 and 50 and plug. So far, on a 10, it ain't better. All right, let's look at the 9. If the 9 hits, then I win 42. Here, minus, now of course this is minus 42 minus, what do we got, 6, 7, 8, 10, that's 32. So 42 minus 10 is 32. Plus the plug, he's going to win 10 or 11 more on his this way. But mine, I'd have this, right? I would win 15 plus 35 and lose nothing else. So I'm better on the 4, 10, and the 9 than his way. Now, other than that though, his way will win more money. It will maximize. Like you get a 12 down here. Alright, you get a 12 down here, that's going to pay you 60 bucks. Minus the rest of the horn, plus the plug. So you'll win more that way. You'll win more on the 2. So you're going to win more if you hit a horn number, and you'll win more if you get the 5, 8, 5 or 8. So horn numbers at 5 or 8, you will win more than our original way we do it. But on a 9, 4, 10, we win more. So I told him, I said, well, I guess it's a wash. But to me, the negative thing is having to remember exactly how to do it and putting all these bets out to win a few more dollars. When actually a 9, 10, and a 4, I'll win more. To me, it wasn't worth it. But I understand where he's going because you can, you know, for a lot of times you'll make 10 or 11 more dollars doing it like that. And sometimes you won't get as much as you should. So, Richard, I appreciate that. I had time to study that a little bit. I think I'll just stick with my way. But your way definitely has merit for a lot of roles. And by all means, do what you do, man. If I walked up on you on a crap table and you were playing it that way, I wouldn't say a damn word to you. Okay? Now we'll get over to Dr. S. And so there's going to be lots of ways to maximize this strategy once you're in profit. Me and Waylon might have talked about it. I haven't. So, all right. We know that the normal bet is 150. All right. So you come over here and you win $60 on that. All right. So now on the next roll, it's almost like a wager me this move. All right, but different. So now on the next one, you bump it up a quarter. You took a little bit of your profit, right? You made some profit on the first shooter. Now you go up, say, by a quarter. All right, so now let's say this travels. Play it regularly, but now the 7 is going to be, so if it does 7 out, instead of tying, you'll win some money. You know, or if this comes out, you know, any 7 out at that moment, instead of tying, you're going to win money. It makes the 7 a little bit more valuable. So then you play it out, and then maybe on the next one, now these bumps are profit, or a portion of your profit, right? A portion, you still have profit that you've gained. You're taking a portion and going up on the DC. So now when this comes out like so, and you put your regular out here, a 7 now even wins more than that. So Dr. S, on that point right there, not bad at all, sir. Because, you know, we're 60-0, and I have not talked about taking it in this direction. All right, because when you're playing on profit, it's not greed at that point. That's not greed. That's just like, because I've heard, I think John over at Pro Craps was saying, well, you can't, on some of these strategies, you can't maximize them. Yeah, hell, you can. If I just ain't talked about it, but you can. So that's a good way right there, Mr. Dr. S. And by the way, golly, Dr. S, you ought to tell me your first name. Or email it if you don't want nobody to know. At least email me. But then if you don't want nobody to know, then I can't mention it on there. All right. So we'll just keep you at Dr. S. Now, on that vein, right? There's nothing saying, all right, let's just say, you know, our goal is 200, but we're up 125. And maybe we're making that Dr. S move. But there's nothing wrong at the same time. Let's say we got, you know, we're up to 175 up here, you know, and here's our normal move. All right. That's our normal move. Okay. If you want it, you're in profit. Remember, you're in profit. But even trying to go for more money, this is still hanging on you, right? But if you're above that, then I guess you could do it. So let's just say a 2 hits, double. You win the field. You win $30. All right. Your next move is the plug. But I guess as you're trying to go for more profit. From profit, you still got to be, you still don't want to lose that, you know, but you won $30. So maybe you keep the 30 right? And then use 15 to do something else with. Now it's just a little bit of up and pull, up and pull. Maybe you add like that. And then you sort of sissy press this damn thing if you want to. But you got to make sure you're already in profit, because you still got that bad boy hanging. Now, another cool part of what Dr. S just said is while you're doing something like that, all right, and let's say before you start upping and pulling, okay, you're at this level, the base, what we do, I got 150 out there. If the 7 comes now, I'm going to make a 25. And if this goes up to 200, I'm going to make 50 on a 7 instead of time. So I guess I need to create a whole new video instead of talking about, like me and Waylon done, about options of getting out of trouble. You know, a video on, hey, creating more opportunity when you're in profit. You know, but here's my thought, and then I'm going to roll out 61. Here's my thought on gaining more money. You ready? It's very inventive. Okay, you want to start using the retirement plan and going for more hits and being more aggressive with it. Use your excess money. Right? Pull you out a couple $1,000. Get you a couple $1,000 bankroll. And then just play to your heart. Go for the moon, boys and girls. To me, that's the best way to make this thing go. And until you can get, say, excess money, do it, you know, like the Dr. S way, or you know, Richard way, or any other way that you want to be safe, and bump that up until you get your envelopes. So that's fine. But when you get your envelopes, that is the best way to maximize this strategy, by far, in my opinion. So there you go, y'all. Hey, I appreciate everybody who comments and shares and ideas. That's what this thing is all about. I appreciate it. And now, let's do session number 61. All right, let's use one red and one blue. That's a Waylon die. That's a Ken Knows Gambling die. And again, for anybody that's going to do this on their channel, this is a two-man show, not a one-man show. Okay. All right. Here we go. There's a 3, an 8. All right, we'll come out with 150. And my normal lay 10. I got popped last night on the 10. That's all right, we got out of it. There's a 4, great number, great number. Now, here's another option for you to maximize. We talked about it before. All right? Plug that. Don't even make the move, man. Plug it, guarantee yourself the $50. And then do it again. Right? And then if it's another number, well, you can guarantee, you know, you can use it that way. It's not the retirement plan that way. I think there's a guy, Uncle Angelo, that's what he did. You could, on a 410, just grab your $50, go to the next shooter. On the 6 or 8, make your moves, whatnot. God, there's so many things that you can do. But anyway, we're not doing that today. So we're going to come out normal. I need to, like I said, I need to do a whole new video on that sort of thing. All right, boom. Now, a 9 or a 10. We don't need a 4 this time. Now we need a 9 or a 10 to keep it from being cheapy. And we'll, depending on what this roll is, we'll see what Richard's Way would have done on this roll. There's a 9. All right. Richard's Way would have lost 10 here. He had 30 here, so he'd have won 42 minus 10 is 32. So he'd won 32 plus the plug, 42. He's going to make $43. So if you were doing it Richard's Way on this roll, you'd make 43 bucks after you plug it. Now let's see what we're going to make my way. All right. We're going to make 15. I think this is going to prove my point at why I'd just rather do it this way. I'm going to make that 15. Plus 35. So, I'm going to make 25, 35, 45, 50 plus the plug. Okay? Now on a 2, 12, or 11, then I think he would make more. So it's a catch 22. Do what you want to do. But I think for the movement, I wouldn't. Alright. So that's that. Now we take everything down. Hopefully I ain't screwed that up by running my mouth. And now we get the plug. Now let's make our extra 50. There's a 2. There's the 7. We lose this, but we get 150. And we're up 75. We're up $100. That was $100. That was $100 shooter. We might, if we have a good roll, we can get out of here on 2 shooters. There's a 9. Let's go with a 150. And this time, let's do $225. Lay that 9. It just come. Hopefully it won't go back to back. But if it does, I'm only risking $225 versus $300 to win the same 150. You can do that or put the $300 there, and if the 7 comes, then you'd gain 50 bucks. You see, you just got to figure out you. Okay? You. What's your risk tolerance and all that. I know we talk about it all the time. But I show you things you can do, and then it's up to you to figure that other part out. So let's just hope we don't get a 9. But we did. Well, ain't that some shit? But we lost $75 less, didn't we? So we lose this. That goes here. This goes here. So we're down 225. So we're not down 300. So maybe that's a plus. But now I'm going to come here. Watch this shit. I'm going to go 300 to win 200. Let's see if we can get out of this quick. Now it might bite me, but I'm hoping 3. We've got hit 2 9s in a row. Let's hope 3 9s don't happen before the 7. That's my bet. That's my recovery on what just happened. That's my bet. Let's see. There's a 6. Now we just say, come on, big red. There's an 8. Nope, there's the 9. Alright. So, yucky, yucky poo-poo. So we're down a little bit. I think this happened last night. So now we're going to come out with 450. And there's the 7. Alright, this is ugly. This is now ugly. This is ugly. I think I've been to this spot once before. And now I'm in full-blown recovery. I mean full-blown. This is when you need your bankroll. Alright, now I'm up to 6. I'm at that level. There's a 6. And it's here. Unless I mess this puck up. It doesn't matter because I'm up to 600. I mean, that's all there is to it. Now we're going to let it sit. I haven't been past 6. There's the 7, and ain't going past 6 either. So we're going to get the 600 here. And if I said this could never get scary on you, that ain't true. You're seeing it. But this is my recovery way with my bankroll versus having to grudge it out. Alright, so let's do this. Let's see, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Let's get 500 here. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what my next bet's going to be. Oh, we still down a bunch. We're going to just come down the ladder, man. 450. And we're going to hedge this off with 1,000 on this one. So we'd make an extra maybe $50 if the 7 comes and save ourselves. And there's the 10. This is bad. This is bad. But this goes over here. Alright, 450 just went over here. We just lost 1,000. We're getting our asses tore up now. And my recovery is aggressive, running on the 7s. And if you were doing a different recovery, this might not be happening to you so bad. But it's damn sure happening to me now. So that's about all I can do about it. So now, let's do this. Let's do, this is because I'm up so much. Here's a Hail Mary. If I lose this roll, it loses. Alright? Because I could do 1,000, that's only 500 odds. Well, I could do 15, 750, but if I lose this roll, I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to take this money, put it in the envelopes, and call it. And we'll call it at 60. Alright? So, here we go. There's a 5. We're just going for the 7 now. There's another 5. There's a 12. There's a 6. There's a 9, which will suck because I was going to talk about different things. There's a 3. There's the 7. I had to hit a 7 sooner or later, but it damn sure made the butt pucker. Alright? But I still, even if I'd have went down here, I still have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 1,700, 18, 19, 20. I got over 2,000. I could pull $3,000 from those. That's another, those envelopes is another way to be a little bit more aggressive, knowing you got backup over here. Now, if you had no backup, maybe you don't recover like that. Maybe you thinking, you know, grind it more with some of them other ways we showed you. But I can only go. I got to pretend this damn thing is live. I have to do it as I'm rolling it. Okay, good, bad, or ugly, at least you guys get to see it. So, we get the 450. For the flat. And on that, we get 750. I still don't know if we're going to be even. Alright? Let's see. And we're going to have some bigs too. We'll have to deal with them. Looks like we're 5, 4, 3, 250. We're down probably 250 though, still. Alright, so that's no worries. Now we're just going to come on up to the second level. We'll drop all the way down. There's a 4. We'll drop all the way down to the 300 level. we'll put 6. And just because the 9 bit me, let's go here. 5 or 9 is still okay to lay. I mean, it's one more roll of the dice more than a 4 or 10. But on that 600, this would tie. This will 4. This will make me $100. Nothing wrong with that philosophy, even though I think you see me get bit. But that's okay. There's a 3, doesn't fucking matter on this one. Because sometimes it goes bad, sometimes it goes good. So then you're going to get 300. Alright, we're going to put that over here. And now we're gonna keep, let's see, because I'm still, hold on, let me look. I still owe this 500. There's 3, there's 5, and I would be up. Let's take this 3 down. Let's take this. Let's get a $500 chip. There. Wow. So now we're up again. Goodness gracious, the bullet we just dodged. So now we can go back to the 150. Let's go ahead and lay that 4. And then the 11 pops us. Can you believe this? Alright. Alright. Fine. 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 Just being an asshole today. There's a 9. That 3 comes here. This goes here. Right? And now it sits. That's going to be my recovery every time. I mean, well, not necessarily. If I only went down maybe a little bit, I might use the 6 and 8 recovery like Waylon does, or 8-5, or something like that. Get one hit in your back. But I just like the 7, man. I just do. But see, all right now this ain't going our way. It just is not. And then so 450. It just isn't, man. There's a 5. I'm going with odds. I'm gonna let it sit. There's a 6. I have, to me in my brain, there's a 12. I don't have a choice. I mean, the smart play. There's the 7. That to me is the smart play. But if it's not for you, it's okay. If you want to play it and grind it some more, that's okay too. But I want to go with that 7. I'm going to win it sooner or later, and I got the bankroll to try it. That's my philosophy. All right, so anyway, we get 450 there. This is an interesting video. All right, let's see where we're at. We're back to square again. Jesus God, man. Now my brain is going, I want out of here. Now you could quit. Take your 50, 60, 75 bucks and walk. Call it a fucking session, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Bail the fuck out. But I'm not, because I'm doing a video and I want this thing to work its way out today. There's a 6. So let's go with a 150. If I get a good number on this 150 right here, like a 4 or 10, because I want to bail out, I may go for that 7 and bail out. You got to use your head. You got to do what you think you need to do, but you got to be able to make these decisions constantly. You know? All right, there's a 5. That's a decent number. I'm letting it sit. I'm not even running the gambit. I don't like the way the dice are going. There's a 9. I don't like how I feel. There's a 10. So let me get one more 7 and I'm out of here. There's an 8. There's a 3. There's a 10. And then some people, I know I'm going to hear, well, you bailed out on the retirement. But no, I didn't. You know, you can adjust as you go on anything, right? Let's just go there's the 7. I went with the odds throughout this whole ass kicking. All right, and now I'm out. I ain't playing no more, right? That's just the mindset, right? So there's the 150. We're gonna get paid 150. And guess what, y'all? I would leave the table. That was too nightmarish right there, to me. We're still gonna walk away with two. Oh, bigs on all that shit. I don't know what they would have been, but this time we'll pay it 25. It could be a little bit more than that, but I overpaid so many times too, so we won't worry about the over or under on that one. Yeah, envelope time. That was spooky, y'all. There's 100. And we're just going to split the two. Now what you have to do with what you just saw is probably write the numbers down, right? Write down, you know, what you saw, and then play it the way you would have recovered. And, you know, just see where you would be at this moment. You would probably still be recovering at this moment, but maybe not. I don't know. You'd have to just write all the numbers down, use your recovery method, and just to check yourself where you'd be. Right now, we were up a couple hundred, but I had to work my ass off, and I had to use my bankroll. This is why you don't try a strategy like this and bring $600 or $1,000 to the table. You can't. And not get out of trouble. You can't. So, anyway, there you go for what, that was a clusterfuck video all the way around, I think. But, yeah, it is what it is. But you just saw it. No holds barred, man. So I guess that's it. Until the next time, I'm going to try to just hit live and see what happens. But until the next time, y'all, be great. See you, bye.